All right, we are live. All right, so thank you guys for getting on the call. Obviously this is our first Market Hackers mentorship call.
Before you get started, Mike, I got to cut you off really quickly. Can everyone do themselves a favor and go to the top right corner and hit speaker view? Other people got their cameras on. They might be a little bit distracting to you. Make sure you're honed in on mic and ready to go. Go for a mic.
Perfect. Yeah, so guys, this is going to be an important talk tonight. I've really got some serious nuggets lined up for you guys. So the first thing I want you guys to do is, number one, make yourselves comfortable. Number two, get your notes ready, right? Amateurs try to remember, professionals write things down. The reason why I've been able to create a six-figure income twice is because I wrote things down and I applied them, right? 96% of stuff you hear, you're gonna forget. So make sure you guys write this down, okay? And you may want to have a fire extinguisher handy, because I'm gonna be bringing the heat, guys. If at any point tonight your computer spontaneously combusts, it's because I'm bringing the nuggets, guys. I'm bringing the nuggets, okay? So I'm gonna be sharing with you guys tonight my top 10 fundamental success principles. So you guys are ready for me to jump right in and give you guys the nuggets? Give me a 777 in the chat box. Who's ready? All right. The team is ready. So, all right, everyone's comfortable, ready? All right, we're gonna dive in. So the first thing I want to talk about tonight, and the first success principle that I'm gonna bring up, this is kind of gonna be a theme of tonight's talk because it's very, very, very important, okay? So write this down. The first principle is the principle of abundance, guys. Abundance. What does that mean to you? What does abundance mean, right? It means that there's more than enough to go around for everybody, right? There is no shortage of money in the world. There is no shortage of Lamborghinis. There is no shortage of money. There is no shortage of mansions. There is no shortage of success, right? There is a lot to go around. There's more than enough, right? So you can easily get your piece of the pie, right? A lot of people will fall into this, thinking of lack, right? They think that in order for you to become successful, you must be taking away from somebody else. So we're going to have to clear out a lot of things that we've learned, or, things that we hold on to. We're going to have to reset our mind, right? And we're going to have to accept the fact that everybody can win. So when you're operating out of a state of abundance, right, you're putting out the proper intentions into the universe. Because if you're operating out of lack, right, you're going to be sending out a lot of negative energy and a lot of scarcity mindset, and it's going to work against you, guys. There's literally more than enough for everybody to win. I promise you. If you don't think there's an abundance of money in the world, drive through your city, okay, and look at the buildings, right? You're going to see a building probably worth $10 million, another building worth $100 million. You're going to see a Mercedes worth $30,000. You're going to see a $20,000 car. You're going to see money every which way you look, right? Because there is no abundance. There's literally plenty tonight. So keep that in mind for tonight. This is going to be the theme, and it coincides with everything that I'm going to be talking about, right? Because we can all win together, and that's what we're here for. So the second fundamental success principle I want to talk about is perception, okay? And our perception of the world, our perception of the way we see things, right? And have you ever stopped to think about why you view things the way you do, right? Have you ever thought and asked yourself, why do I perceive things to be this way? Why do I have this perception about this opportunity, right? And a lot of times, people get trapped inside of their mental paradigms or their belief systems, right? So their perception of what's even possible is what's blocking them from getting to the next level, right? Does that make sense? They're literally putting a ceiling on what's possible for them because they don't even believe it's possible, guys. And one of the problems is that your perceptions, okay, and your belief system is a lot of times generational. You see, what if I told you guys that your belief system wasn't even your own? What if I told you your values aren't even your own? What if I told you your doubts aren't even your own, or your fears aren't even your own, because they were passed down from generation to generation, right? You're literally a living manifestation of the belief systems and values and fears and doubts of your ancestors and people who passed it down from you, right? And we've literally been programmed from the time where, 1 year old, 2 years old, and we go through this system. We go through, like, I don't want to say brainwashing, but it's kind of like that, because if your parents don't think it's possible to make $1 million in a year, they're going to, subconsciously instill that belief system into you. So you need to literally, need to confront your perceptions, right? You're going to have to start from scratch. And I want to make this clear to you guys. And this goes into what I was talking about with abundance, right? There's more than enough to go around, but it's what you believe is possible for yourself. What do you perceive is even obtainable, right? And an example I like to use is with LeBron James, right? Because he made $40 million last year. And then a lot of people will say, oh, yeah, because that's LeBron James. He's in the NBA. He's a famous athlete. He's on commercials. Guys, LeBron James is a human, okay? He puts on his pants one leg at a time, just like you guys do, okay? If LeBron James can make $40 million in a year, why do you have the perception that you can't make $1 million in a year? Why do you have the perception that you can't make $250,000 a year? Some people have the perception or the belief system that they can't even make more than $100,000 in a year. So you need to peel back the layers and understand, where did this belief system come from? Where did I get these values? Where did I get these limiting beliefs? And it's generational, guys. It is literally passed down to you. That's why you have generational apartment dwellers. You have generational Section 8 livers. You have generational, people on welfare, right? It's literally this belief system and these limiting beliefs and this perception of what's possible or obtainable for somebody is literally passed down and handed to them, okay? It's not your fault, right? But if I told you your poverty isn't even your own poverty, right? It was handed to you. So, and another thing, guys, the average person, this is a fun fact for you guys. You want to write this one down. You probably don't know this, but the average person is told no, or you can't do it 140,000 times in their life by the time they are 18 years old, right? Is that subconscious programming? Absolutely it is, right? We go through the systems, guys. We go through the day-to-day, and we don't understand, like, what's literally being implanted into our brains. We don't even recognize it, but it's just literally happening subconsciously your whole life. That's not possible. That's not realistic. That's not obtainable. That's not this. You work your whole life. You work for 40 years and then you retire. You go to school, you get good grades, you work. This is literally all I was told my entire childhood. And it wasn't until I started listening to mentors and people who had the results that I wanted that I was able to unlearn this stuff and reprogram my mind and open up my perceptions and my belief system. You see, the illiterate of the 21st century, guys, are not those who cannot read and write. It's those who can't unlearn and relearn again. You're going to have to forget all these limiting beliefs you're taught, all these limiting perceptions. You guys got to get rid of it. You got to scratch it and start. You got to start from, the start line, right? So that brings me into my next fundamental success principle, which is clarity, right? And having the proper perception of your surroundings and what's possible for you and what's obtainable, and understanding that there's abundance in the universe and anything that you set out to get, you can achieve, right? You need to go clear. You need to go completely clear in your mind on what it is you want. You need to empty your mind completely. Guys, I told you I'm bringing the heat tonight. I told you I'm bringing the heat. Make sure you're taking those notes. You need to understand exactly where it is that you're going. You need to have a GPS on your destination. You don't need to necessarily know all the steps or what it's going to take to get where you're going, but you need to know where you're going. You need to know exactly where you're going. I know exactly where I'm going, right? I have it all mapped out. I'm going to Global Legend because that's the top rank in this compensation plan. If I'm building the compensation plan, does it make sense to have any other goal than the top rank in the compensation plan? No, it doesn't. You can have benchmark goals, but the ultimate goal is going to be to maximize compensation plan, right? And me, I actually have my goal set even further than that, because I've taken it to the $2 million per month mark. I'm thinking they're going to open up the compensation plan for me because I'm going to break that shit open, right? I'm going all the way. See, I broke the mental paradigm that that's the cap. Global legend is not the cap. It's only the cap if you tell yourself that's the cap, right? Do you have limiting beliefs that are keeping you down? Is Ambassador 600 the cap for you? Well, it's the cap for you because you believe it's the cap for you. So you need to get rid of that and you need to go clear, right? And part of going clear and understanding your destination and getting dialed in, laser focused is part of, it's critical, right? And there's a lot of distractions that can keep you from going clear and having this 100% clarity on what it is and what you want and what you need to do to get to where you're going. And some of these distractions, okay, is going to include your environment, your surroundings, your circle, people you hang out with, other companies, right, in this industry. And this is something I want to talk about is other companies, guys. There's no point in giving any of your energy or attention to other companies or other opportunities that are trying to throw negative energy your way. See, I see a lot of people, they get caught up in, oh, we're better than you. We're this, or I hit this rank faster than you in this company, and I did this. Guys, you're literally wasting time and you're wasting energy, and you're putting out negative energy into the universe. That's what's going to be relayed back to you. Whatever you put out, you're going to get back, right? So it makes literally zero sense for you to spend any time, effort, or energy into bashing other companies, bashing other leaders. And this could even be in the same company, guys. If you don't like somebody who's cross-lined to you, guys, let it go, right? Part of growing and part of becoming a leader and developing yourself and getting to the next level is you're going to have to confront your problems, guys, and you're going to have to confront your insecurities, and you're going to have to learn to forgive people and let the grudges go, guys. I'm telling you, all this negative energy that you're holding on to from your past or relationships or parents or family, guys, this stuff is holding you back because it's in the back of your head and you're still thinking about it, guys. I want you all tonight, I want you to go after the call. I want you to look into the mirror, guys, and I want you to look deep into your soul and ask yourself, who am I? What do I want out of life? And when you answer that question, you're going to realize that all this negative energy you've been holding on to and these people who have wronged you 5 years ago or whatever, it's inconsequential, guys. It's only holding you back. And, you can either choose to, reach out to them and squash the beef or whatever if you want to, but, and maybe they don't want to squash it, but at least, let them know, like, hey, I'm sorry that I wronged you. I'm sorry we had this negative energy way back. I've been doing some personal development and I'm growing. And I just want to let you know that I forgive you for what you did to me. And, I'm letting go and I'm going to continue on my journey of life. And when you guys do that, it's going to help you so much because you're not going to have that weight that's just pulling you down. You're not going to have that. You're going to be 100% clear on your vision and on your goals. And it's much easier to go all in when you don't have any mental baggage or anything holding you back. Okay, guys? And that brings me into my next principle. This is number 4. Permission. I want you guys to give yourselves permission to succeed, right? I want you to give yourself permission for money to enter your life. I want you to give yourselves permission for success to come. I want you to give yourselves permission for good to come, because without permission, it will not come. Do you know if somebody does something to you without your permission, it is a crime, okay? It's a crime. If the universe gives you good without your permission, it's a crime. That's why it'll never happen, because it's a fundamental law of the universe. Nothing will happen to you unless you give the permission for it to come. Money is not going to come. If you fight it subconsciously, money's not going to come into your life. If you are you know, and it's funny because some people, they almost, you know, talking to people, some people almost like to brag about how hard their situation is. You know, sometimes I've gotten into conversations with people and, you know, one person's like, well, my life is this hard because this, and this. And the other person goes, well, my life is, you know, this hard. And it's like, yeah, they're saying they don't want these things in their life, but they're giving permission for the bad to continue. They're somehow holding on to this and hanging on to these ideas when they need to allow the good to come. You need to give yourself permission. And it's okay, guys. It's okay to want to make money. It's okay to want to be wealthy, because people will tell you that it's not okay. Some people will tell you that getting rich is not a good thing, right? Because they have negative perceptions of money and they think money makes people bad, when really money is the root of all good, okay? I don't see any poor people donating to charities, okay? But I see millionaires starting fundraisers. I see them going to Africa. I see them, you know, helping bring countries into the first world, okay? Money is the root of all good. It's not a bad thing, guys. So you need to give yourselves permission for money to enter your life, okay? The next fundamental success principle, number 5, is discipline, okay? Discipline. Self-discipline equals self-love. And sometimes included in that, more times than not, it's doing the actions that you don't feel like doing it, but you're doing it out of self-love because you know it's good for you. You're saying to yourself, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't feel like going to the gym, but I'm going to do it because because it's six-pack season and I'm trying to hit the beach. You got self-love for yourself, right? Self-discipline is self-love, guys. You need to take care of yourselves. And the only one that's going to hold yourselves accountable is yourself. At the end of the day, you know, nobody's going to hold you accountable versus how you're going to hold yourself accountability. The only form of accountability is self-accountability. And of course, you can have things like accountability partners and things like that, and people can help you get motivated, get going, which is great. You should always have accountability partners, people who are going to hold you to your goals. But at the end of the day, when they're not there, when they're not around, and you want to eat that whole pizza to yourself, or when you know that you can cheat and get by and nobody's going to know it besides you, right? You're going to have the discipline to not do it. You're going to live a restrained life, right? And in discipline with building the business, that's going to come down to your IPAs. And write this down, guys. IPA is an income producing activity. An income producing activity is what builds your business, okay? Busy work does not build your business. Setting your calendar and adjusting your desk and fixing your laptop and moving this over there and getting a new chair for your office and a new desk, and you get this screen and a monitor. This is busy work, guys. This is not building the business. IPAs are exposing the business to new people. If you're not talking to new people, you're not building the business, okay? Income producing activities is exposing the business to new eyes, and it's following up with people you've already exposed. Now, the reason why people avoid IPAs is because of the resistance that you're going to get. You're going to get rejection, right? Without a doubt. There's no avoiding it. When you're exposing people to your business, you're going to get rejection. People are afraid of rejection. They don't like how it feels. And so what? You have to push through. You have to break through the barriers. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, guys. And when you're uncomfortable, that means that you're breaking through new barriers, right? The only way to grow is to get uncomfortable. It's the only way. So you guys are going to need to hold yourselves accountable. You're going to need to stay organized, which is part of being disciplined. You need to set daily schedules. You're not going to sleep in all day. You're going to wake up at the same time every single day. You're going to go to your schedule, your to-do list, and you guys should have a daily to-do list. You're going to follow up with everybody you're supposed to follow up with. You're going to connect with all your leaders. You're going to call all your leaders you're supposed to. You're going to get all the tasks you have done in the day. And when you live a disciplined life like this, you're going to be surprised, because all this time is suddenly going to appear. This time that you thought you never had, because you're living unorganized and undisciplined. When you get disciplined, you guys are going to discover a lot more time, and you're going to be able to level up even further. Okay. And speaking of time, one thing you really need to look out for is time thieves. Got to watch out for those time thieves. Okay. Because there's a lot of time thieves out there. They're going to try and get you time. Okay. So, and what is a time thief, right? Who is a time thief, right? Time thief is your friend who always wants to kick it. They just want to chill, but they don't want to build. They don't want to grow, right? They want to watch the game. They want to hang out. They want to play basketball. They want to go out to the bar. They want to drink. They want to talk with girls. They want to do all these things that are going to distract you from your goals, right? So, and time thieves can be really, really deadly. I ran into a lot of these time thieves in college, and I pretty much spent my entire 4 years of college with time thieves, right? Just hanging out, drinking beers, playing beer pong, partying. I didn't level up at all in 4 years. I had nothing to show for it. Didn't learn anything. I gave all my time away to time thieves. I'm just being honest with you guys. You know, they'll come for you, and you won't even know. You won't even expect it, guys. Right? Because all these things are working against you guys. Ever since you've been born, everything's been structured and built against you. You know, you've been handed these limiting beliefs, these limiting perceptions. You've been told no 140,000 times by the time you're 18. You've been told how to live a life. You've been told how to have a structured life. At what point do you think to yourself, I don't know if this is the right way to do it? If everybody's doing it, how are you supposed to know to do something different, right? So at a certain point, you're going to get exposed to an opportunity like you all have, and you guys are all here on this call tonight. And I want to commend you guys, because you're doing what 99% of people will never do, and that's self-development, personal development, okay? Because what's the phrase I'm thinking of? Self-learning, or can't remember the phrase. This is a Jim Rohn phrase. It's like, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's like self-learning is the only way to, I'll forget it. I'll come back to it. I'll learn it later, or I'll remember it later. But that leads me into my next principle, guys, which is going to be consistency. And this flows really well with discipline, right? And I want to tell you guys that the most consistent win, right? Consistency over a long period of time is what will lead you to greatness. And once you start, there's no stopping, because if you stop, yes, Mark, that's it. Formal education versus self-learning. I was thinking that in the back of my head. I was like, what is the quote? What is the quote? Yes, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. So I want to thank you guys for self-educating yourselves. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Oh, it looks like Scott got it first. Scott Jones. All right. Oh, and Kyle Murphy. All right. I was sleeping on the chat box, but thank you guys. Sometimes it slips my head. You know, we're here. We're living. I am perfect. See, guys, I'm able to create a six-figure income, and I can't even remember a simple quote or phrase, guys. There's nothing special about me. I just did it, and I didn't stop doing it until it worked. And it's working, so I'm still doing it. Make sense? Yeah. Agabish. All right, we got it. So, like I'm talking with consistency, guys. Once you start, there's no stopping. Look at all the GOATs. The GOATs are the most consistent, and I'm not talking about the animal. I'm talking about the greatest of all times, right? I'm talking about the Michael Jordans, the LeBron James, the Kobe Bryants, the Tiger Woods, David Beckhams, you name it. You know the GOATs, Tom Brady's, right? Whether you like the Pats or not. They are the most consistent, guys. I was studying Kobe Bryant the other day, because when you want to achieve greatness, you have to study greatness in all forms and fashions. And Kobe Bryant would wake up at literally like 3 a.m. every single day, and he would get to the gym and shoot hoops. He would shoot for 3 hours before anybody else woke up. He would shoot for 3 hours, and then he would go get breakfast, and then he'd be back in the gym shooting, and then he'd be with everybody else at that time. He'd get lunch, he'd be back practicing with everybody, and then he would practice all night long. But he was the only one in the gym at 3 o'clock in the morning. And he did that year after year after year after year. Okay? Check out his fingers. See all those rings he's got? It's because he's consistent. All those hours stack up, guys. If you've ever heard, the amount of time it takes to master your craft, right? The minimum time is going to be 10,000 hours, okay? So when you're able to squeeze in an extra 3 to 4 hours per day, and that compounds over time, your skill level will greatly, it'll dwarf your peers, right? That extra time you put in, that extra consistency you put in, that's how you're going to go to the next level. And it's part of being disciplined, right? Discipline and consistency work so well hand in hand. They literally go together. You need to be disciplined and consistent, right? Discipline and consistent and discipline. Super, super, super important, guys. Now, my next principle is going to be attitude, okay? And your attitude is going to determine your altitude, right? Do you guys have a good attitude about things? Do you have a poor attitude? Do you have what's called a PMA, a positive mental attitude? If you study success and you study successful people, right, they all have a positive mental attitude. Why? Because if you focus on negative things, you have a negative attitude about everything, you'll always find the negatives and you'll hone in on the negatives, and it will literally take you off course. It'll take you completely off course, guys. And I'm talking about everyday little things in your business, guys. Like, if someone quits your business, okay, let them go. Some will, some won't. So what? Why is that going to stop me? Why should I dwell on the fact that this person quit my business and let it ruin my entire day, potentially my week, and let it drain my energy, okay? And you go through projecting that negative energy all throughout your day, everything you do. You don't even realize it, but you're hurting yourself so much. Maybe you get on an opportunity call and you're pitching the business to somebody, but you're still holding that negative energy. You think you're fine, you think you're pitching fine, but you're not, right? Because you're negative. You're in a bad mood. You have bad attitude. You cannot focus on the negatives. You cannot have a bad attitude. Ask Cam, ask Derek, ask Tyler, ask anybody about me. I've never brought them one negative ever. Every time I talk to Cam, always positive. There's no negativity in my life. Previous company shut down. I wasn't negative. Said, okay, we have better opportunity, better software, better corporate leadership. Let's run it. I'm not going to get paid for 2 months. It is what it is. I can't change it. If it's out of my control, it's out of my control. What sense is it going to do for me to dwell on the negatives and let that run my life, right? I made $25,000 per month in the previous company. I held that rank for 13 days, and I was about to get my first paycheck at that rank, and the company dissolved. Okay. I'm back with the new company, already created a new 6-figure income, right? I'm at Elite 10K right now. And, there's multiple ways I could be looking at things. I could be all pissy and mad because I'm not back at my rank that I had previously achieved. But I'm actually grateful, guys. I have an attitude of gratitude. You know why? Because I wasn't getting paid anything for 2 months. So here I am. I've created a 6-figure income, right? That's great. And, obviously I wish I could be back at my previous rank already. And I know that I'm going to get there. It's like 4 to 6 weeks out. But the point I'm trying to make, guys, is that certain things are going to happen in life that are out of your control. And when you let the negativity consume you, it's only going to cause harm. You need to have an attitude of gratitude. Every day I wake up, I'm super grateful. I'm super grateful. I'm so blessed. This opportunity we have, guys, is absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, it's gonna take some time to get back where I was at, And, you know, I'd rather build slower and have something that's going to last. But, you know, I'm not letting negativity rule my life, guys. I'm staying positive and I'm continuing to grow, because guess what? I'm going to hit 25, going to hit 50, going to hit 100. And so are you guys. You guys are going to continue hitting ranks. If you're on this call and you had a rank before in the previous company and you're not back there yet, and you're mad about that, or you're negative about that, or you're pessimistic about that, I promise you, you're only hurting your business, because people can feel your energy, and I guarantee you're projecting that energy to your downline and your teams. And you may be saying, my teams, they're not doing this, or they're not doing that, or they're not doing this, or this person left, this leader quit. Guess what, guys? I had a lot of people quit. I don't care. Let them quit. If it's not for them, it's not for them. But it is for me. And I know where I'm going. So I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to stay grateful. I'm going to have a good attitude. And I'm going to continue attracting high-level leaders into my business because of this. If you omit that negative energy, you're just going to attract negative energy back. Okay, guys? So it's very important. Stay positive. Okay? The next success principle, okay, we're on number 8 now, is going to be goals and gamifying your goals. Okay? So very important, guys. You want to write down your goals. Okay? You have to write them down. You can't type your goals. You have to write them down, because when you put that pencil to the paper, you're creating neurological pathways in your brain, and you're literally creating it in the universe via your pencil or pen, and you're writing it down in the physical form. Look right behind Cam on his whiteboard, if you can see his screen. It says Tycoon 500 August. Cam writes down his goals. Is it? Yeah, look at him taking notes too. Is it any surprise that Cam is on the top account in the company? He is Market Hackers. He writes down his goals. So if you guys are saying, I'm not where I want to be, and I'm not writing down my goals, I'm not taking down notes, but everybody is telling you, take notes, write goals, then you should be doing it, guys. Literally, if you do what people do and say what they say, you're going to get what they have every single time. The first time I heard that phrase, I was 19 years old. It was my first meeting. And actually, I was doing it with Adam Wenig when he was a youngin'. I knew Adam back when he was when he was crushing the game with some energy drinks we were selling. But you know, it's really important, guys, and you're gonna want to read them out loud daily, guys. You're gonna want to put that out into the universe. You're gonna want to read your goals aloud every single day. I am Tycoon 100. I am Tycoon 100, and don't say, you know, I'm going to be. The way I read my goals is I am, right? I already am there because I'm here mentally, just not physically. If that makes sense, right? I've already obtained the goals. It just hasn't manifested in the present day, okay? And another thing that I like to do with my goals, guys, is I like to gamify my goals, right? So add a little bit of element of fun with it. Some people go around, they're so serious about everything. Like, if I don't hit this goal, then like, I don't know, like, I'm gonna be so pissed, I'm gonna be mad. It's like, yo, chill. We're gonna gamify your goals. What do I mean by that? We're gonna set, instead of like goals, we're gonna hit levels, put levels to it, just like a game, right? Like your rank is the level, right? We're gonna hit the different levels, and then once you hit the levels, okay, give yourselves a reward, guys. Celebrate when you hit a rank, right? You got to celebrate your benchmarks and your achievements, guys. And the more you achieve, you know, it's just going to get that much easier. And you guys are going to have a good time with it. But I'm telling you, gamify your goals, you know, have fun with it. That's pretty much what I do, you know, for the next rank. Like, it's like I'm leveling up in a video game or whatever, you know. It's gamifying my life. And you can gamify pretty much everything that you want increase in your life. You want to go to the gym, right? You want to stack more weight on, you know, whatever you're lifting. You want to get to 120 pounds, 140 pounds, guys, make it a game. How hard can you go, right? Push yourself to new levels, okay? And So number 9 for success principles is going to be becoming an expert. And this one is funny because this is literally one of the easiest ones to do, but it's something that 99% of people don't do. And you're probably saying, Mike, how is becoming an expert easy, right? How is that the easiest part? Well, let me tell you. It was probably about 2 years ago or so. I was listening to a mentor of mine, and he basically told me that he pretty much qualifies an expert as being in the top 1% knowledge base on any subject. That's going to make you an expert. So if you're more knowledgeable than 99% of the population on a subject, that's what qualifies you as an expert. And he said the way that you get to that top 1% is by reading 5 books on the topic. Okay? See what I mean by easy, but hardly anybody does it? Guess what? I've done it, and I've done it times 10. I've read all the books I possibly can on multiple topics, and I'm continuing to become an expert in these topics, right? So what topics can you learn on, right? Network marketing, leadership. People will tell me, Mike, I want to be a 6-figure earner. I want to leave my job so bad, and I just want to spend my time with my kids and my family, and I just want to be like you are. Like, how did you get there? And I say, have you read any books on network marketing? Well, no, because like when I get home from work, it's like I don't have time, and it's like, guys, this is one of the simplest things you could possibly do to elevate yourselves. You have multi-million-dollar experts have created books, audios, everything you possibly need, trainings, how to get to where they are. They tell you step by step, and people do not read them. They do not listen to them, right? It wasn't until I started reading all these books on network marketing, your first year in network marketing, GoPro, you name it. I've probably read it, or I've probably listened to it, right? And same thing with leadership, all these John C. Maxwell books. Guess what? Once I read 5 or 6 leadership books, people started telling me, wow, Mike, you're such an amazing leader. How are you such a good leader? Because I became an expert in leadership. I read the 5 books. I got in the top 1% knowledge base. And that's literally it, guys. And I want to tell you a quick story on this topic. A guy in the early 19th century, or 20th century, whatever it is, John Paul Getty, right? He was actually one of the richest men in the world. And he was a famous oil man, okay? So he's digging for oil. I think this is in the 1900s. I forget my years. I need to brush up on my history. Clearly, I'm not a history expert. But so everybody else at the time was just drilling in random spots for oil. They're drilling all over the place. Drilling. What John Paul Getty did was devote his time. He spent all his time reading and learning as much as he could on geology and where to drill. He became an expert, and then it's no coincidence that he found all the oil guys, and he became the richest man in the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does this make sense? Does this make sense? And don't come to me and say, I don't know what to read. I don't know what to listen to. I don't know. Guys, go on Google, go on YouTube, type in top network marketing books, top leadership books. There's no excuse for you to say, I didn't read it because someone didn't tell me what to read. No, guys, you need to go above and beyond. You need to become independent. This is a leadership call. This is how you make 6 figures and 7 figures. You don't play the victim. You take control of your life and you make it happen, okay? And when you're reading these books and when you're listening to these audios, the way you want to do it is learn it as if you have to teach a seminar on this the next day. So if you're reading a book or you're listening to an audio on sales, selling, recruiting, network marketing, leadership, learn as if you have to teach on this subject tomorrow, because you are going to basically, you're going to digest the information a lot deeper. You're probably going to be taking notes while you're reading the book. You're going to have the book here, your notes here. You're going to read a page, go back, read the page again, write down some notes, go back, read the same page again. Learn it as if you are going to teach it, and you're going to retain it much more. And then once you do teach it, you get the opportunity to learn it again. Okay? So you guys need to become in the top 1% knowledge base. Okay? And then that leads me to our last success principle for the night. This is number 10, and it's about attracting leaders into your business. Okay? How do I attract high-level leaders into my business? Well, it's very simple, guys. You need to become that leader. Nobody is going to join you if they perceive you as being a lower level leader than them on the leadership scale. So what I mean, if there's between 1 and 10 and you're a 5 on the leadership scale, a 10 is not going to join you. 10s only join 10s. 9s only join 9s and 10s. 8s only join 8s, 9s, and 10s. So guess what, guys? If you want to attract high-level people, you need to become a high-level person. You need to bring value. How do you bring value? You go through all these 9 principles I said previously, and you put them into action, guys. You grow. You are going to get better. If you put in the time, the discipline, consistency, do the right things, listen to the right material, you guys get better. I promise you. Okay? Because leaders are like eagles. Okay? They don't flock. You find them one at a time. Okay? But the only way you're ever going to find them is if you become one yourself. So it's very important, guys. You need to learn to level up, and you need to become a 10. And that pretty much wraps it up, guys, for me tonight. These are my 10 fundamental success principles. I want to thank you guys for sharing your evening with me, and I hope that you were able to get some value out of this call. Maybe you heard that one nugget you needed to hear. But I hope you guys took good notes. Be sure to review your notes. This is recorded, so watch it again if you want to. I would definitely recommend, watching it multiple times, or any training multiple times. Whenever I do something, I repeat it, right? Repetition, right? It's going to help you solidify those pathways in your brain. But I want to thank you guys so much, and I want to wish you lots of success with this company. We're just getting started. Hope to see you guys in Atlanta next week. And I'll spin it back to Cam. Do you have any closing remarks, my friend?
I do. Thank you, Mike. Dude, wonderful job. I'm not perfect. I think I got some decent notes here. But
not bad.
Dude, thank you very much for coming on, spitting this wisdom. I think there was a lot of great nuggets. One of my favorites was on consistency. If you want to achieve greatness, you must study greatness. And I absolutely love that. That's the nugget I'm definitely going to take and run with. Nice. And dude, that's really awesome. For everyone that's on this call right now, I just want you guys to know our next Market Hackers call is going to be on Sunday night. Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do this every Sunday. It's the duplication call. It's very, very simple. This is for all the new people within your guys' organization. All the green peas, all the people that have just set up their software, all the people that just had their first trading week, maybe their second or third trading week. This is for everyone that has been involved for less than a month. That is the culture we're creating. Duplication call is very, very important. That Sunday night, we do it so it's at the start of the market opening so that we can help people duplicate and set the tone at the start of the week. So you guys, thanks for jumping on the call. You guys are obviously making the sacrifice to have a better future. You guys probably are gaining clarity as you spend more time within our community. A lot of people are winning. A lot of people are leveling up, and they're upgrading because they're spending the time. So and they're listening to people like Mike Sancho. So you guys, if you have Instagram, go to Instagram right now and go look up the Mike Sancho. Give this guy a follow. He's always pushing out positivity. Another thing that he said was maintain a great PMA, positive mental attitude. So he is always pushing out phenomenal stuff. I'm always adding stuff to my story that he's posted. So you guys go give him a follow. If he doesn't have at least 20 more follows, we're going to ban you guys from getting on the call. You're obviously not doing what we say. So but you guys, thanks for getting on the call. Hopefully you guys got nuggets like I did. Got nuggets. But you guys have a great evening, and we will see you guys later. Sancho out, Kirk out. Peace.